This is Michael with the Vision Experience, and this video is for everybody in Connecticut, just for your system, showing you all of the different audio options that you have. We put together a real special system for you that has a lot of flexibility and a lot of options. So even though you'll get the manual and you'll be able to set it up, I just wanted to visually show you a couple things here that I thought might give you a good start, and then as you go through with your setups, you can have some fun kind of experimenting a little bit. With a lot of flexibility, there's a couple decisions you'll need to make on how to go, and this is how I would probably start. So on your workstation, you have both two pre-wired XLR outputs and two pre-wired RCA outputs. They all put the same signal out at the same time, giving you all of your sound. Now your system has two large subwoofers and 4 of the 15-inch self-powered tops, and that's a lot of power. And when you do your full setup, you can have a sub on each side of the screen and 2 of these 15-inch, on the right, 2 of them on the left, and that gives you a full array. Now you don't need the whole setup. You could do a lot of events if it's a smaller crowd just with 2 of the tops, and that's all you need, or 2 tops on each side, all 4 tops. You could just use 1 subwoofer in the middle and 1 top on each side, or you kind of get how that's figured out. So that said, what are the best ways to connect your speakers? Well, let's say you're doing an event where you don't need the subwoofers and all the big boom boom, well, just use the tops by themselves. And for that, you're just going to plug an XLR to the side of the case, and then on the back of your speakers here, you plug it to the input right here. And that's all you do. And then if you're going to use a second one of these, you daisy chain it. So then you'll just take the output from this sub and connect it to the input on the next sub. And so if you had your speakers here, you could just daisy chain 2 there, daisy chain 2 on the other side, and that's all you need to do. I've got a written manual you're getting that shows that as well. So if you're just using the tops, just take the RCAs out, right and left, and daisy chain them. Now for the subs, you also have a couple of options. It comes with a crossover and the subwoofer. These are going to be pre-wired. You're going to receive these pre-wired in a case, but I wanted to leave them out for this video just to be able to show you some of the setup options a little easier. Now, the amp itself has a crossover built into it. So if you want it, you could run your RCAs to the amp, and I would run this in bridged mono because you don't really need stereo for your subs, and then connect this to your subwoofer speakers, and then run the XLRs to your speakers on your tops. Now your tops are running full range, and then I would run your subs crossed over at about 110 to 120. That's a good starting point, and you'll get lots of boom, full range on your tops. That's a lot of sound. Now if you the other way to do it is to use the crossover, so that you're going to send everything from about 110 hertz or cycles below to the subs, and everything from 110 above to your tops. What that does is gives you very efficient, great bass, and it takes the energy of the speakers not having to work on that low bass. They can concentrate in the mids and the highs. You can even get a little more volume out of them that way. And if you had a large crowd, that's a great way to do it. So when you set up that way, what you're going to do is on your crossover, you've got right here your main master volume for your input, and then you've got on your low mid here, I would set that to, or I'd start it at around 110 or 120 approximately, and you'll see how that, you can play with that dramatically, and you kind of find a sweet spot with your setup that you like. And then you've got your output going to your subs and your output going to your tops right there. That's how it is on both sides. So that would be the setup for the front. Now on the back of this, what you're going to do is you're going to take your XLR outputs here, and then those are going to connect to these cables right here, and we've got an XLR to a 1/4 inch adapter that's included. So you just plug your RCAs here, plug them into this, and you have your right and left inputs on the back of your crossover. So that's your setup, pretty easy. You have XLR cables to here, going to the inputs on the right and the left. Now, to send the image and the signal to your subs, on the back here, you've got something that's called a sum or normal. If that's pushed in, that's sum. What that does is on this low frequency, that sends all of your bass through one signal. It's mono, but your lows don't have to be stereo. So for mono, you're just going to take your 1/4 inch cable that's included. You're going to plug it from the low into your amp back here, and then that's all you need to do. And then The highs, these two high outputs, will be everything from what you set, everything above like 110 or whatever you set it to, and those highs will be what will be sent to your speakers. So you're going to connect your speakers through the adapters and cables that we included going to your speakers. Now you have your master signal going to the inputs on your crossover set at about 110. You've got some connected in the back so that you just use the one output for your low, where it says low LF sum, going to your amp, and that's going to your subwoofers. And then you're taking the two high outputs here, right and left, and sending those to your first two speakers or your first two tops, and then daisy chaining them out from there. Now the last thing we'll talk about real quickly is connecting your subwoofers. On your subwoofers, I'm going to pretty much just disconnect everything here and show you your amp. And on your subwoofer here, what you're going to do is you're going to connect this in bridged mono. Now for bridged mono, what you're going to do is you're going to connect your amps, or your connection to your speakers go through these regular banana plugs. And in bridged mono, it shows you there where it says bridge, you're going to connect it right into the middle, where you would usually connect your speakers like this and like this. And you can see there's a positive and a negative. And all you're going to do is connect these right into the middle, just like that. And then that's all you need to do and you're set to go. And if you're going to do both subs, what you can do is you can piggyback these and plug both of these into the bridged mono, just like that. And then on the front of the amp, there's a menu here. The menu shows you very easily how to set this up in bridged mono. I think we've actually pre-programmed this for you. That's how we'll do it in bridged mono. You'll be set for that. So, pardon me, a lot of information, but I just wanted to give you a quick overview on some of these options. You've got all the menus, and you also give us a call, and that's it. Enjoy.